welcome to a very short, very special edition of the Hold Fast podcast. So if you have been following the podcast, maybe by now you saw the latest episode where we asked the question, do secondary issues matter? And I would point you to that episode. Before you listen to this, go and listen to that episode, Do Secondary Issues Matter? Because this is really a spin-off of that. It's going to be really short. It's a thought that I had after I had finished recording that episode and posted it, and I thought that it was really worth adding to that, and so these two should be taken together. So again, if you haven't listened to that yet, stop this episode and go back to that, because you'll get a lot more out of this episode if you've listened to that one already. So we asked the question in that episode, do secondary issues matter? And I thought of an illustration that might help us think about this, because so often Christians say, well, let's just focus on the gospel and leave the secondary issues aside. They're kind of important, but they're not too big of a deal. Let's not worry about it. Let's not talk about it amongst each other, because it doesn't really matter. We have one gospel. We have the same enemy in Satan, and we need to fight against him. And there's, again, parts of that I agree with, but let's think about it this way. If we're going to war, literally, let's think we're literally going to war for a moment. What I hope is that the people around me are on my side, right? I hope that you are fighting the same cause that I'm fighting for. I hope that the people standing beside me actually want to defeat the enemy that's in front of me. That is of foundational importance in that war, right? But then you can maybe say it's a secondary issue what kind of weapon that they choose. I mean, maybe they choose a sword. Maybe they choose a gun. I am no expert in any way, shape, or form on weapons of warfare, so this illustration may break down somewhere. Forgive me if it does, but I thought it was helpful to think about it this way. Because I can look at the person beside me and say, hey, that weapon that you're using, it's fine and all, but that's not the best weapon to use here. And if we're really going to defeat the enemy, if we're really going to be for the same cause, if we're really going to be truly united in war, I think it's really important that you also get the same weapon that the rest of us are using. I think it's really important that we're unified on that as well. And again, this illustration is going to break down somewhere, but I think that the foundation of it really applies and really matters, that if we're going to war, if we truly are going to war against Satan, and if we're truly going to war against sin with the gospel, and we really want to see our mission succeed, which let's understand that even the gates of hell can't withstand the church of God and the gospel that goes forth. But if we really want to succeed in this war, then I do think it matters that we have unity around even secondary issues. And I know that we won't, and I'm not saying that you can't be a Christian if you don't agree with me on every secondary matter, but I'm saying that because I love the mission, because I love the gospel, because I do want the gospel to go forth in power, I want to make sure that we take every aspect of the Word of God and we're united around that, and we go into war with the same weapons. I think it matters, and I think it's important. So again, really brief episode. It's really just meant to be tacked on to that previous one. So I hope that this helps you. Maybe it didn't. I'm sorry if it didn't, but man, I was thinking about the episode, and this illustration came to mind after recording, and I think I should take just a few minutes and record that and put that out there for you as well. So, and maybe this is something that you would enjoy me to do more often, where I just kind of give little tidbits based on previous episodes. Feel free to give feedback on that if you do think it's helpful and important, because almost every time I record an episode, I will think about something after the fact that I wish I had said, and so maybe every now and then I'll throw these in there. But for now, this has been a special bonus edition of Hold Fast, and Lord willing, I will be back next week with another episode. God bless.